Health is considered the most valuable thing anyone could have. It is an holistic approach to living an exciting life devoid of physical, mental, social, and spiritual imbalance. That's why we cannot underestimate the power of health. Hello and welcome to Let's Talk. My name is Uluja Kemosaku. Health is wealth. How true is the topic for today, and I will be chatting with Mrs. Abiodun Banjoko, a pharmacist. But before we go further, I'd like to remind you to subscribe to our channel at DNTWOK on YouTube. And remember to also press the notification button so that you can be the first to get notified on our uploads. So let's continue from here. Thank you so much, Ma, for coming on the show.
Thank you. Thank you
Okay,
for
health.
having me.
Yeah. Health, as you know, cannot be overstressed. So, what is health precisely?
The way you started has actually, covered, everything about health. And I went online and I just check what health is. I don't want to come up with my own idea. So I just wanted to use a kind of a popular definition and what is very, very broad, that is generalized. And one of the peak organization when it comes to health all around the world or globally is the World Health Organization, which everybody knows as WHO. And they have as divine health as a state of complete physical, mental, and social well-being, and not merely the absence of diseases of infirmity. So that's the way they put the word health. That means it's actually encompassing. You have to talk about mental, physical, social, even well-being, the way you behave even in the society. It can be termed as if the person is healthy or not. And also, like, it's not only, it doesn't have to be that the person has to be have diabetes or hypertension or what have you, that the person is sick, but it's more than that. And that is the way World Health Organization put it: a complete physical, mental, and social well-being of a person.
So, what's the relationship between health and wealth? How has that come to be?
That's a good question, and it's a very popular saying that health is wealth. And I will make this analogy. Recently, I was on one of the social media platform, and a man was explaining why, if you are healthy, you are wealthy. And I quite agree with him. And the analogy the man made was that when you look around and see people that undergo different surgeries or transplants. For instance, heart plant transplant, he mentioned the amount that it costs in naira because he was speaking from Nigeria. Thousands of naira. Kidney transplants. Take how to take care of cancer, the chemotherapy, and what have you. He was highlighting all these ailments with the price that is accrued to each and every one and to each of them. At the end of the day, it's when he calculated everything, it actually amounted to like several millions of naira. And when you convert that, it's also like, millions of dollars. So he said that you might not have that money physically in your hand, but when you are healthy, you are not paying for transplants, you are not going back and forth, to be doing chemo and what have you. That means you are wealthy. And I really quite agree with that. It is when you are healthy that you will think of, oh, I have to go and look for a job. Okay, I need money in my pocket. That's when you'll be able to think and make plans for yourself and for your future and for your family. So I really believe that health is wealth. When you are healthy, so many things can be done. But if you are not, it will be very glaring. You can't do anything for yourself. In fact, sometimes one can even become like a liability, not really liability, but we affect other people because you have to have a kind of caretaker, the financial implication and all that. So I truly believe and agree that health is really wealth.
So, in order to live a healthy life, what lifestyle should be imbibed?
I will say, where we are, like, in advanced country, there is what they call preventive medicine. Preventive medicine, like, a popular saying that we also say that prevention is better than cure. Preventive medicine is a kind of medicine that, people practice in order to prevent the occurrence of any disease. And that is why it is very important when you talk about you're doing your annual physical, going to your doctor for checkup. But it's quite unfortunate that the culture where we are from, culturally, and the popular saying, back in Nigeria then is that, why will you see a doctor when you are not sick? But the way the world is right now is that you don't have to be sick to see a doctor. You don't have to be sick, to follow up with your PCP, which is primary care provider, because when you see them, they can detect any ailment on time, and they will be able to have a kind of what you can call early intervention. Take, for instance, women, women from age 40 and above, they do like what you call mammogram. Mammogram will be able to tell them if there is any lump or any, breast cancer. They can do early detection, and they can start, a kind of treatment and what have you. So I really support visiting your doctor, occasionally, maybe annually, follow up with them, let them carry out the regular checkup on you. You don't have to be sick before you can see a doctor. That is number one. Number two is that you must also exercise. Exercise is very, very important. Like, you don't have to like work out a lot, like, go to gym and spend weeks there. But you can start, it's exercise can be part of you. You can actually make it a part of habits. You might be thinking about it, but you have to start, baby step. Like the saying says that, little drops of water makes mighty ocean. So when you start gradually, it will become part of you later. But if you want to start big, it might be so big before it might be challenging. But when you start like baby step will become, adult step and all that, even a giant step at the end of the day. So exercise is very important. You can walk, you can dance, just, move your body and move your joints. So that's a way of, practicing, or you're improving your health as well. Another thing is we have to also eat healthy. Healthy food is very, very important. You don't have to be like a millionaire before you can eat healthy. Healthy food is very, 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 very important, even to our health. It contributes a lot because all the nutrients that we need in our body is we obtain it from our food. I'm also talking, when you talk about health generally, you also talk about children as well. So when you talk about checkup from the doctor, you also put children also in this category as well, because they have to see their doctor for their updates, their immunization. Immunization is very, very important. Even in adults, there are some vaccination that are very, very essential, even in adulthood. Even we have some boosters as well. So it is very, very important that we have to follow these guidelines and talk to your doctor. Another thing is rest. We really have to rest. Where we are, it's like some people can walk around the clock, but we are not robots. Even sometimes robots can break down, cars break down. So we really have to have time for ourselves, have time to rest, take time to rest. You cannot solve the problem of the world. You cannot solve your problem by yourself. The Bible says in the book of 1 John 3:2, it said that, I wish above all things that thou may prosper and be in good health, even as your soul. Is a desire of God to also, for us to be healthy. So rest, even God, like we all know that he rested on the seventh day. That really tells us that rest is very, very important. Don't work out yourself so much. Don't worry a lot. What you cannot do, just leave it in the hands of God and pray and be hopeful and, take time to rest. Also have a kind of a sleep pattern or sleeping pattern, the way you want to put it. Have the time that you go to bed. When you develop that habit, it will be very easy for you to fall asleep, because a lot of us, we struggle to sleep. We really struggle, and it is not because of anything. It might not even be worry, but because of we did not really develop our sleeping pattern. When do you go to bed? When do you want to go to bed? Some of us, we said, no, I have to be sleepy. I have to be dozing and also want to fall down before I can go to bed. No. So have the time that you have to go to bed and rest appropriately. And I also want to also mention that, invest time in what you enjoy doing. What you enjoy doing, what you find pleasure in doing, invest more time in it. It can help you a lot, because when you enjoy, like singing, you make yourself happy. You feel happy, and a happy soul, it's a healthy soul. And I also want to mention at this point that many of us, we don't do that. But when you go to see your doctor, ask questions. It's important to ask questions. You don't have to let your doctor do all the talking. Sometimes they might add medication to what we have before. Ask questions. You might ask, okay, doctor, why are you adding this to this? And when they tell you the reason, it can increase your compliance. It makes you want to follow whatever guidelines that they give to you. Take, for instance, if you are taking, if somebody has high blood pressure and the person is taking lisinopril, and the doctor decided to add amlodipine. The doctor did not tell you and just said, go to your pharmacy and go and get the medication. And you get there and it's strange to you. You'll be like, what happened? Why are you giving me two? I'm always taking one. But if you have asked questions from your doctor, I'm going to the pharmacy to get how many medication? Oh, two. Why am I getting two now? They can explain. Oh, the blood pressure is not well controlled. Okay, continue to practice your, lifestyle modification. So it goes a long way to let you also be in charge of your own health as well, so that the decision is not only being taken by your doctor, but you're also part of your own health decision. That's one. Number two is that when you should also ask your pharmacist question. They are there to answer questions. In fact, it is the law here that anytime your doctor gives you a new medication, they are meant to counsel you about that medication. Ask questions about it. And it is also very good to have a list of your medication. If you are going to the doctor, if you are going to see your pharmacy, have the list of all your medication. The reason is not far-fetched, because sometimes some medication, the ingredients in what medication you are taking might be the same ingredients in what you buy over the counter. OTC, they call it OTC, or over the counter. Let me give you an instance. Some people, when they have cold, or they take Theraflu, and they also buy acetaminophen, which is Tylenol in US, but acetaminophen or paracetamol. But when you look at Theraflu very well, it also contains acetaminophen. So that means you are taking acetaminophen in two places. But if you don't ask your pharmacist, oh, I'm buying this, I am buying that, he or she will be able to tell you that, oh, these two medication you are buying, you have to take less of this, or don't even bother to buy Tylenol because your Theraflu already contains it. Are you getting what I'm trying to say? So it could be, you are duplicating your therapy. And that could also cause more harm even than good in our body. Like when you take a lot of acetaminophen, we have a maximum dose, daily dose. If you exceed that constantly, it can affect the liver. So that is one example. Another example that is coming to my head right now is that if you go to a doctor give you a blood pressure medication, lisinopril, and you go to another doctor, that doctor did not know that you have been to another doctor, and the doctor prescribed losartan. Losartan and lisinopril, they are like cousins. They are not meant to be taken together because their mechanism of action is almost similar, not the same though, but it's almost similar. Like they are cousins. They are not meant to be taken together. That's why it is very important that when you go to your doctor, to your pharmacy, have a list of all your medication, even your over the counter, even if it is eye drop, just write them down. And when you go, you'll be able to show them, and they'll be able to give you the appropriate medication or medicine.
Okay, while you were giving examples of medications that shouldn't be used together, I'll just use myself as an example right now. In this past weekend, I had cold and I went to get Theraflu. I got the day and the night, which of course I used like two of each, like that. And when I used one, it actually pushed it out, but I used the other. So there was a time that I wanted to see if I can use the Tylenol, which of course in this instance I actually read it. I saw acetaminophen on it, and I know that Theraflu too. While I was reading through, I saw acetaminophen too, and I actually read the conditions, and I realized that if you can't use two things that has the same product because of your kidney. So although I needed to use that Theraflu, Tylenol, but because I wanted to complete the Theraflu, so I used the Theraflu, and I didn't use the other one until the following day. I had to get Tylenol, and I used that at night, like the following day after 24 hours, like more than 24 hours, because I also read through with that. So it's just to corroborate what you said, that although while you were saying it, I felt guilty, but I believe that with the way I used it, I'm sure that it's still sane, right?
Yeah, it's still safe. The only thing, even with Tylenol now, like I said, there is a kind of maximum daily dose that you can use. It's not that you sometimes you might not be able. I mean, you can use it together. The only thing is that sometimes they can space it, like they can tell you it is 4 to 6 hours, and PRN means as needed. So they will tell you that don't exceed this. So when you go to a pharmacy store to go and buy, for instance, Tylenol on the bottle, you will see that they will tell you don't exceed this number of tablet or capsule or caplets, whatever you get. So it's already there. And why they are telling you that is because it's the law, because they don't want you to have what you can call acute liver failure, liver problem. That's the reason why they always put it there. But a lot of people don't really know. Another example is ibuprofen and aspirin. It depends on how you're taking it. Ibuprofen is an what you call NSAID, or even what you can call naproxen. So people will go and get Aleve. Aleve contains, they can get Aleve, they will have Aleve at home, and they will also get Aleve PM. Aleve PM contains, naproxen, but apart from that, because of the PM, they put Benadryl. Benadryl is an antihistamine. It just makes you drowsy to make you sleep. So if you are combining the two together, that means you are taking, if you are taking Aleve now or ibuprofen with, what did I call it now? With Advil, PM, that means you are doubling the dose. The name might be different. Motrin, ibuprofen, that's another name for, ibuprofen. And you are taking Aleve, naproxen. It's NSAID. The two of them are like, just like I can call them like sibling or cousin, whatever you want to, like, just to tell you that they work the same way. And if care is not taken, you might have what you can call GI bleed. Because if you just keep taking it, the pain is not going, my headache, my joint ache, you have to take one or the other. That is why when you go to pharmacy, if you want to pick any medication, you want to use them, you can ask questions. You can always stop the pharmacy and pharmacist and ask them, can I take these two together? They will be able to tell you. It's OTC, and they are obligated to talk to you about it. So that's why I said that it's very important when you go to pharmacy, to your doctor, ask questions. And also, like what you just mentioned now is very, very important as well. A lot of us, we get the medication, we just put it in our, drug storage. Whenever we want to just take it, we just take it and pop it. Sometimes you have to sit down and, read. There are some medication you have to take on empty stomach. There are some medication you have to take with food, like ibuprofen now or NSAID. Generally, and naproxen, all those ones, you have to take it. We don't
Okay,
have.
let me hold you there. Let's quickly go on this break, and when we come back, we continue from there. Please stay with us. If you're just joining us, the program is Let's Talk, and I have been speaking with Mrs. Abiodun Banjoko. She is a pharmacist, and the topic has been health is wealth. How true? Thank you once again for standing by.
Thank you.
Now, COVID, one way or the other, has exposed us to being healthy. We've been given ways to actually stay healthy, wash your hand, do all of those things. But being healthy is more than that. So, what are the things, or how important is health beyond COVID?
I mean, this COVID has actually is a new world. It has changed, the way people practice hygiene. Basically, before now, you are even children, you have to force them to wash their hands and all that. But now it's a kind of habit, which is a very good one. But where do we actually go from here? That's why we mentioned that your vaccination, even with your children, is very, very important. Is very, 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 very vital. We should just continue to uphold good hygiene. We should not forget about washing of hands. Washing of hands actually go a long way to also help us, because a lot of stuff that we touch, most of these microorganisms they call them micro because they are invisible. So it's not only about COVID alone. Think about, you don't know if the restaurant you even go to, how do they make the food? So our hands can carry a lot of germs. And where do the hands go first? To your face, to your mouth, to your nose. So it can go anywhere, and that is the entrance for all these germs and bacteria. So practicing hygiene now, hygiene, washing our hands and what have you, social distancing and all that. Even beyond COVID, we should continue to practice it. Wash our hands. It's actually become a kind of habit anyway, even with the children as well. Let us continue that. Let us also continue to advocate for good health. Take care of yourself first, because if you are able to take care of yourself, you'll be able to take care of your family. And one thing about when one is sick, I mentioned it before, it doesn't only affect you alone. It affects all the people around you. Number one, because they have to be looking out for you, maybe carry you to the hospital, talk about the financial implication and what have you. It can affect a lot of people, even mentally, socially, in every area. So take care of yourself first. And when you take care of yourself, you'll be able to take care of your family. When your family is healthy, it can transfer to the community, then the community will be healthy, and it goes on and on and on like that.
There is a choice between life and death. You have to choose one. But right now, I want to put it this way. What makes a happy life? Is it a good health or a good wealth?
That's a very big question. Ooh. I mean, I'm just going to give my own thought about it. I would say your health is very, very paramount. Because what is the essence of accumulating all the wealth and you're unable to spend and somebody else is spending for you? And, one thing I know is that, Bible says that the popular saying, not even the Bible now, popular saying that when there is life, there is hope. And the Bible mentioned that a living dog is better than a dead lion. That tells you that when you are alive, when you have life, you have everything. So when somebody is sick, or when somebody have a kind of terminal disease or terminal illness, a lot of things is actually put at stake. Even their life insurance, whatever they have, it's like slipping down their hands. So why can't we just embrace and work for us to have good health and stay healthy, so that when the wealth will come, we will enjoy the wealth by ourselves. Nobody else will enjoy the wealth for us. So I will advocate that, you know what, I will choose health before I can choose wealth. Because when I'm healthy, so that when the wealth comes, when the millions start rolling in, I will have, you will really enjoy the money. Not that the money now will be enjoying you in a way, but you are the one that will be enjoying it, and be spending the money, wisely.
Okay, it's nice chatting with you, and I believe that our viewers too have learned so much from this topic. Yes, it's a popular saying, health is wealth, but how true is what we've just discussed? So now you know that health is truly wealth, because if you're alive, you can make all of the money, and when you make the money, you should still be alive to enjoy all of it. Once again, thank you so much, Mrs. Abiodun Banjoko. It's been wonderful having you. And to you too, I'd like to remind you once again, please go and subscribe to our channel if you haven't done that. Your support is graciously welcomed. Until next time, I remain Olujo Kemosako.